Good evening, everybody. It's me, Teresa Perrin. For those of you new to the channel, welcome. For those of you that have come back, thank you for watching. Today, I want to discuss with you marijuana stocks because they are rocketing. Particularly, we'll be discussing Aurora Cannabis, Cannabis Growth Company, CRON, SNDL, and TLRY. And also, for those of you who don't want to invest in an individual stock, there's also the ticker MJ, which is the marijuana ETF that you can consider investing in. That way, you're getting a variety of different stocks in the field, and you don't have to pick just one. So why are these stocks rocketing? Let's get into it. And please remember, nothing I say is financial advice. Always do your own DD. And I want to caution you before I begin on one thing. In the past, marijuana stocks have a tendency to go on these massive runs for a day or two. Sometimes you get a third day out of it. And then they tend to drop very, very quickly. Now, will that be the case this time? I'm not certain. And my reasons for that are that we're in a different spot right now. The whole country is in a recession, and potentially, guys, this could lead to a depression. And I'm not trying to be dreary. I'm not going to get too heavily into that. But what I'm saying to you is when the economy is bad, you will notice certain stocks tend to do well. Those being gambling stocks, stocks that are like companies that sell alcohol, and marijuana stocks. I don't know what it is, guys, but I think it's, when people are depressed, what do? They drink. They smoke, they gamble, they do things that aren't necessarily good for them, right? So, that being said, this could be different this time. And it seems to me in after hours, there is an awful lot of rushing being done to start to cover these. So, without further ado, let's find out why. Okay, guys, around 3:52 p.m., this article came out saying that President Biden issued a statement on marijuana reform, which mentioned pardoning all prior federal offenses of simple marijuana possession. And this is the president's quote. First, I'm pardoning all prior federal offenses of simple marijuana possession. There are thousands of people who were previously convicted of simple possession who may be denied employment, housing, or educational opportunities as a result. My pardon will remove this burden. Second, I'm calling on governors to pardon simple state marijuana possession offenses. Just as no one should be in federal prison solely for possessing marijuana, no one should be in a local jail or state prison for that reason either. Third, we classify marijuana at the same level as heroin, and more seriously than fentanyl. It makes no sense. I'm asking at Senator Becerra and the Attorney General to initiate the processing of reviewing how marijuana is scheduled under federal law. All right, guys, so I do not smoke pot and I do not condone it. However, that being said, I know plenty of people obviously that do, so I am not one to judge. I don't really care what people do with their time, and I have no problem investing in something that I feel is going to make money. And I am a firm believer that marijuana stocks are going to make money. So I'm going to go over what Fintel tells us about all of these and show you earlier today where they stood. Actually, I'll start with showing you earlier because it's quite remarkable. So guys, these are up even more significantly since I took these shots. ACB was up 4.71% today. And in the after hours, guys, last check, it was up 14%. Cannabis Growth, CGC, was up to $3.78, 68%, up 68 cents today for 22.11% growth and 0.03% in the after hours. But it went up even more in the after hours as well, guys. All of these did. So let me just read what's on here, but know that they all went up more. So Cronos was up 13.47 today and up an additional 1.23% in the after hours. TLRY was up 30.57% today and an additional 2.28% in the after hours. And guys, no, it is actually trading somewhere around like $4.40 right now. It is up huge in the after hours. And TLRY is one that is very well known and probably the most popular. Maybe Sundial with that whole AMC Ape GME trading group. I know that this was one that they targeted early on that has been really beat down, guys. So Sundial was up 23% today, and I think it's still up in the after hours, but at the time I took this photo, it was down like a fraction of a penny, so that's why it says negative. But I believe that's not the case any longer. Now, there's one I want to call out particularly. I'm going to go over the Fintel information for these, but pay attention to Aurora Cannabis, because out of all of these guys, this one was trading the highest at one time. Aurora at one time was over $150, or was approximately $150 a share. I think it was just shy of it. If you look on the 5-year chart, you can see that. And guys, Aurora is the only one that something strange is showing in Fintel for. And guys, it's the only one that there's no shares left to borrow. So to me, that screams pay attention to it out of all of these. Now, TLRY will probably move the fastest, but this one could move the most in the long run if they continue to run. So ACB, now here's the other thing. It doesn't tell us what the short interest really is. It says the short interest is 3.04%, right? 4.17 days to cover. But guys, I don't know that that's right. It's not showing us the number of shares. It's showing us 0 shares available to borrow. All of them have a really cheap price. It's like somebody wants them to be shorting them, because they're all like in the single digits, 2.6%. And guys, Canopy Growth is, there is no failure to deliver, supposedly. Canopy Growth is at 11.62% short interest and 6.04 days to cover. There's 1,200,000 shares still available to short. And the cost to borrow is 6.04%. And this is just the dark pool trades, guys. All of these have dark pool trades in that 40 to 50% range. Canopy Growth does have some FTDs. Looking at tomorrow, they have 43,000 if they were not covered, because if you look for it'd be Saturday, which I'm not sure if it's due Friday or Monday, it was all the way down to 4,000, and they're cumulative. But the beginning of the week, CGC looks like, it added up more, and then it came down again, and then it continued to add. So guys, it's like, I don't know what to say with these companies. They do crazy stuff, and they get away with it. So anyways, they do have some FTDs for CGC. Chronos, which is that CRON, they only have a 4.8% short interest, but 8.58 days to cover, guys. 3,200,000 shares available to short. And again, a cost to borrow only around 1%. And their failure to delivers are roughly low. Like 7,000 due Monday, 9,000 due tomorrow, 7,472 due either Saturday or Saturday. We're not open, so I'm guessing that goes over to Monday. So guys, nothing really huge there. But Sundial, 8.42% supposed short interest. Guys, if you listen to all of the AMC Lou group talk, they will tell you that Sundial has like an insane number of naked shorts. And guys, I don't doubt this when it comes to stocks. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if every single stock in the stock market had a ton of naked shorts. I hate to say that, but that's kind of what I believe. And even though I share this with you, I only hold what I see in these with a grain of salt, because remember, they're self-reported. And if you look at the price of these, it somehow tells you a different story, right? But anyways, going back to what we can physically see in front of us, it shows that Sundial has 8.42% short interest with 7.78 days to cover, 900,000 shares available to short, and 5% cost to borrow. Significantly more cost to borrow than the others, even though they're all low, really. And then if we look at the failure to delivers due tomorrow, 166,103. And TLRY, 10.89% short interest with 4.95 days to cover. 3,300,000 shares available to short. 3% cost to borrow. And again, I don't know why I took the shot, but just to show you that it's in that, 40 to 50%. Guys, they've been controlling the price is ultimately what this shows us. Tomorrow, they have due 347,400, and it's cumulative. So look at that. On the beginning of next week, it goes all the way up to 3,762,000. So potentially out of all of these, right? Aurora Cannabis with no shares left to borrow, and TLRY with those 3 million. Now, question is, were they able to get rid of these 3,762,000? Because on the following day, that was taken 9/7, there was only 15 failure to delivers. So, from what people keep saying, this quantity, they say, is cumulative. And if that's the case, guys, where do they all go between here and there? I mean, kind of makes you have to wonder. I highly doubt, given the fact that the share price was only up 5 cents, that they got rid of all of those, right? So, again, take it with a grain of salt, because I don't know what I really believe, guys. I really, really don't. Now, MJ, look at this, guys. It doesn't give us a short interest percentage. It tells us the number of shares short. It says 5,299,312, but doesn't give us any short interest percentage. 8.51 days to cover. I find that very, very strange, especially since this was the only one that was halted originally when it started moving up. Although I think maybe CRON got halted. I'm not sure, but I think another one at end of day, which was really strange, got a halt. But MJ was halted up twice. I know that for a fact. There's 1,900,000 shares available to short of MJ. And guys, look at this. The cost to borrow is between 5.58 and 117.52. I'm guessing they're not showing us what the short interest is, because it's probably a disgusting number, but who knows. Again, 30 to 40% range, like 30 to high 47. So, again, a lot of it is, that's the short volume ratio I'm showing you when you see that chart, guys. So that's the amount of short shares done in the dark pool. Again, if we're looking at what's due as far as FTDs, 33,986 would be the shares that would correlate with a T-minus 35 for 9/1 tomorrow. But again, that's down and then up again and then down again. But guys, I don't know. I seriously don't know. Anyways, that's it for this video. Guys, if you have any comments or something that interests you in any of these stocks, or anything that you know, because I don't follow these very well except for trying to ride them when they do pump. But if you have any thoughts, please comment below. But again, guys, this pump could be different than the rest. They're all very heavily oversold. And, it's been a long time since they let these run. And with not a lot of things particularly running steadily, I mean, things pump, right, for a few days and then they fall off. Who knows? Maybe big money could start putting money into these stocks. I don't know. Again, they could fall off. They could get just a 2-day pump, 3-day pump, and be gone. So just be cautious of that. I want you to look at both sides of it. If you start to see warning signs they're selling off, you know what you need to do. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching, and have a great night.